Hello and welcome to my third video creation tutorial. Once again I am using OBS to capture both my display and my mic input. In this video I will be showing how I used DaVinci Resolve to fix the other two videos. So first we'll have a look at the plan for this video. So I am first going to show getting DaVinci Resolve in the first place. So you're going to open up any browser as usual and just search DaVinci Resolve, and really any of them will work. There's DaVinci Resolve 16 there. It shows DaVinci Resolve 16 here. So we can hit download. Now there is a studio version here, but this is a paid for version. There isn't all that much need to get the studio version, paid version. It is got a few more features, but the free one is absolutely fine, and it's not necessary at all to get the studio version over this, unless you are really into it and really get going, then you may wish to use some of the additional features. The free version is very good. So you'll need to put in some details. It's just sign up for it, and then you register and download. So once you've registered, put all your details in, you hit register and download. It will download in the bottom here if you're on Chrome. Otherwise it will be just download to wherever you want it to download to, or set your downloads to be. Generally be in your downloads folder. And then you will find DaVinci Resolve and unzip first. Download DaVinci Resolve as a zip. You want to unzip it and then run the installer. As I already have DaVinci Resolve, I won't do either of those, but what you will need to do: register here, register and download, clicking that button, and then unzip and run the installer. You'll then install DaVinci Resolve and you can get started. So it's very visually. Right, so I'll now show you the end result that we are looking to get to. I won't actively go and redo the entire result. I'll just show you all of the different aspects that are required to get there. So we're opening up DaVinci Resolve. Depending upon storage solution, whether you're an SSD hard drive and your hardware may take some time to load up. It's a very nice free video editing software, and DaVinci Resolve 16 I've found that has actually caused some people using Adobe Premiere, that is a premium software by Adobe, and has caused some people to DaVinci Resolve 16 caused some people to move from that to this, because it's apparently a lot better with color editing, or color correction, which you may need to do if you're using a video camera or even a stills camera, and it's got a lot of good video editing features in and of itself. So now that it's loaded up, you see on Broadcast page, I've already done some things in here, but you can go, all you want to do is, you can see I've created a couple of folders here. So you can go into those folders, you can go new folder if you want, create a new folder, this, and if you've already got videos created, just drag and drop them into that folder, and do that there. I don't know how to get it out of there now, but hey ho. When you wish, you'll then start a new project. call this tutorial video. Create. So you've now created that. However, make sure you save if you do decide to exit, because it will then save the project. If you don't hit save before you exit, if you haven't done anything, or if you haven't saved it before you exit, it will not have saved the project itself. We're going to just reload it so I can show you the end result. Once again, DaVinci Resolve 16 is loading. Now, as you can see in the top right corner here, this is a software by Blackmagic Design, who also do, or primarily do, hardware for video creation. So they do cameras and other pieces of equipment good for creating videos and stills as well. So what we're first going to do is I am going to, in fact, just opened up the wrong file. Right, open a file from here. Carried on to close again. That is one minor flaw I found with Resolve, is that if you want to open an existing project, I don't know if you may be able to. I don't currently know of a way to just go back to the project selection page. How's this loading? Let's just have a look. DaVinci Resolve. So obviously a lot of information is available on Google. So DaVinci Resolve. Open existing project. Editor. There's some tutorials in there. I won't play them in case they are copyrighted, or in case they get a copyright strike on that. But you just search that and you can have a look at that. Right, so let's go back to tutorials. Let's go to tests. And so this is the time-lapse tutorial that I did in DaVinci Resolve. So you can see, right, I'm here currently on cut. I prefer the edit workspace myself, but you can also go to media, where you can just insert media and you can find all your media up here in your documents. You can see everything that's in each of those places. You can also got the cut workspace. I once again just prefer using the edit workspace to do everything. There are some advantages to using cut, but as you can see it on the bottom, there are loads of different workspaces or environments to work in. So I'll just quickly run through them. So you've got cut, which enables you to cut your video easily, using transitions. Now I find that a lot of these features are more easily accessible in the edit section. And you've then got Fusion, which may take a second to load up, which enables you to put all sorts of different, to edit your clip with all sorts of different shapes and buttons, and give you more editing options for overlaying over your video and adapting your video. There's then this color page, which allows you to color correct, and it's also a place where you can grab a still for your video, and then you can use that still when you export it. And you export it, give it a name, so let's just call it test there. You can preferably set it as a JPEG file or a PNG. And you do export, and if I hop over to save it, finish videos, you see that it is there, and that can be used as your YouTube thumbnail. It's a nice place to do that. I have just done that. Right, so we'll just cut. So now I have jumped around a little bit. So go back to Resolve. You can also then, I'll show you later, just placing that in the timeline. And I want to edit this timeline. There's then Fairlight, which is a more detailed audio view. Automatically brings up your mixer and your equalizer dynamics, and pan shows you different inputs, loudness, and all of that. And then the last page is perhaps the most important one. This is deliver, where you will be exporting your video into the format that you wish. So generally for YouTube, before that there is a straight up YouTube one, which puts it in the format required for YouTube. You browse and choose where you want to save your video, and go finish videos there. You can place it there, you can name it there. I won't do that right now. You can select the features you want here. You can in fact log in and upload it directly to YouTube. I haven't done so yet because it probably doesn't have as much external video editing as YouTube's, like putting your description and whatever else. It might direct you there, I'm not sure currently. I prefer to just use this, gives me a bit more control over what I want it to come out as. But let's go back and show you the different features which I've used in here. Let's have a look. So you can create clips and put them in as shown before. You can drag and drop your media, like that, into there. Any media you like, just drag it and drop. So if I just drag that and drop, it's in there. You can drag it back there, but you should leave that for now. Make sure you save as you go. Okay. So showing that in here. So you can see I placed a lot of different clips in this timeline along here. I'll be showing that in the next, showing things here. And so I've got text separate to the video, which is overlaid, as you can see. Now, the most simple transition which I use, as you can see here, is I just drag this white bar at the top. So if I have a look here, you can just drag that along, and it will mean that it transitions. Just fades away. Or fades in.
Using
like that. And I've had to do some cutting clips, of course, to get it to be like this, and I'm linking, and I've added audio clips to the time-lapse videos, which I showed in the first video. I were without audio, or I took the audio away from one of them, which I will show again later on here. And you can delete just the audio, and repeat audio tracks. Right, there's a way of just creating a new project straight from the same one. So we'll just save. I'm really changing it still. If we call this DaVinci tutorial create, it will eventually, there we are, load into the new workspace. So what we're going to do is to find those videos. So we go OBS for some of it. So we just do is just don't want to open it right now. You can drag and drop here, and you can see it's automatically placed there. Or you can drag into the media pool. Just drag and drop straight there. You've got different frame rates, so you can change that. You can also go edit this timeline, so I just like having the starting current code at 0 is just me. You might prefer to have it starting at 1. And we can look at more timeline settings. Here's a place to see the timeline settings. Timeline settings there. So you can see the settings here. Use custom settings to change this. Set to 60 apparently. Okay. You can also create a new timeline if you want. Again, start at 0. Give your timeline any name you like. Window custom settings, so you can set a starting number of video and audio tracks. You can set the audio track type to stereo, format, change the resolution, the aspect ratio, the frame rate, the monitor and output, and then you can hit create and you can see the timeline there. You just hop back to timeline 1 by double clicking it, or you can change what timeline you're working on by clicking up here. This here is your timeline window, your active window. You can then add or double click on there and it will place it here, and you can watch either one of them. So I have shown the results. Creation of clips. You can show add in clips to the media pool and place in there. So creation of clips, you can create your tutorial or whatever using OBS if you want to capture your display, or as I showed in the previous video, the first video, you can create a camera and record your video as a time lapse or as a standard video, and that will end up creating your being your video clip. Right, so what I want to do is adding text and editing. Right, so let's first add a few more videos. So add those time-lapse clips. And this is showing how I created it there. And let's just go to the end here. Place that in. And you can just drag them around. As you can see, there is snapping on the clips, so move around and it will snap there. Also the timeline scroll will snap to the beginning and ending of clips as well. And you can move them around like that. Now if you did that, I've just cut part of the video there. So you want to try not to run over it, because obviously two video clips or audio clips cannot occupy the same space. If you wanted to have them at the same time, you would have to drag them out and above it and below it there. So we'll leave it like that for now. You can then drag this in and this. Right, so put that on and to put it on. We're going to do adding text and editing. Text. So there's a couple of different texts. So if you go along here, we've got titles. So you can do L lower third, M lower third, R lower third, so that's left, middle, right, in the lower third of the screen. You do scroll or text, you just drag from there, drag it in. You can place it on top, but again that will cut that bit of the video. We've now got this text here, so if you place it here, you'll see that it's got that. You double click it, or we can click and go inspector. As we're in the inspector, you can change the color of it here. You can go to hint if you want, then hit OK. So see the text is now red. You can drag it around wherever you like if you want, and here you can edit, so say start of video. You can also go hit enter and it will do a new line. If you do a physical new line on the end here, it will produce a new line there. And as you can see, it will show the box all the time because we're in the inspector and we're looking at it. So we can now move along. So it's done adding text and editing. Transitions page. So I've already shown, if I go to the end of this clip, I've already shown this. If I drag this along, not sure exactly why, but for consistency I always do 54 tenths of a second, or hundredths of a second. So if I play that, you can see that it's done that.
Recording my phone screen.
So it fades out and fades back in. You can do just one side, so it would go, so it just shuts off that side and fade if you wish. There's also video transitions. You can do additive resolve. You drag into a video. I'm not quite sure. Mine doesn't want to play nicely right now. Let's try the end here. Ah. Okay. That's weird. Should be able to just drag and drop. Right, you can do add it there, that works.
Or you can stop it.
Minus. Yeah, right, you can show that there. What is going on? Let's try and cut transitions. I'll have to look at that and see what the issue is. Have a look. DaVinci Resolve transitions. Not working. I can edit there now. So as you will see. Hey. Interesting. Cannot work. Blurring into itself. That's very weird. I will have to take a look at that. So we'll get back to that bit later. Never had that issue. But as I said, the basic one is fade in. Hopefully it will work with you doing that, but you should be able to just drag and drop it and it will do the appropriate transition. So I've shown you the fade, we'll come back to that one. So we can also, it's already shown, so you can go back to where I created that still, we can copy it in as well, and we can use it as part of the timeline. So if we just go there, it will remain as that same still for as long as you want. And you can increase its size or decrease its size however you wish. And you can then add audio underneath, which I will show in just a second, but we've now got the still in the timeline. Right. You can use this as an example. There's a keyboard shortcut which I like to use rather than using the cutting tool itself, and if you press Ctrl / you can see I've now cut that clip, which is actually quite useful for the still. It just cuts this still in two and you can use both. Or you could do Ctrl C, Ctrl V. And then you've got the still again. Just delete that. Make sure you save every now and then. Right, so as you can see on this time lapse, it is, or this video, this is the video itself. Not just me, I can't with the focus on that. But you can see that this is not acceptable as a time lapse. You don't want this playing at normal speed, you also don't particularly want the audio. If you want, but as I've just done this accidentally, if you want you can adjust the sizes of everything just by clicking between them. Right. But what we want to do here is we want to get rid of this audio. However, at the moment, the video and the audio are linked. So what we want to do is we can right click and do link clips, which at the moment you can see is ticked. So you can press Ctrl Alt L, or we can just click here, and the clips are now unlinked, but we'll need to deselect them. So now you can see that I'm selecting them individually. We'll delete the audio. However, as you just saw, it moved the entire timeline along and it actually cut some bits out. Unfortunately, you have to move it around a bit just to unlink it from the timeline itself. And move there, and if you create an extra audio clip that you don't want, I do actually want the second video, which fits right at the start. We've got that text. Wait, we don't currently have any other audio, so we can delete that for now. But you can see that this video now no longer has audio. Now we can also right click and go clip attributes. You can see it's clip attributes here. And change that. It's offline because it's not the same as what is actually there. Good. Let's do Control-C here. But you can do here change clip speed. You can also change the duration of it. So here, if you want to do 4 times, we go 400% speed, do frames per second 60, and it will show you the duration. Hit enter to change. As you can see, it's changed the speed, which has also changed the duration of it, of course. So now I've got the 2 time-lapse clips there, and shown unlinking clips and audio. So, before I continue with these, you can, if you want, mute an entire audio track, though that's not really necessary. But if I just drag this back in, I can show you using it here. So you can decrease the level of audio on a track, if you like, just by dragging along here. Control-C. You can also be able to hop out. I think look at the waveform there. Again. There's also normalized audio level, so it gives you a specific change there. As I said here, you can if you want, so like for example here, got a change how I wanted. So if you're recording with OBS, or if you've got a bit of your video which you don't want there, you can drag it along, do Control/, delete, cut it so that it's a bit smoother, have a transition. And if you don't want to do that, you can just undo it. Now you may wish to, but you don't have to. You can just drag it along, and if I press play, you'll see that there is a little bit of a gap. You can drag it to however long you want the gap. And so I've now shown you pretty much all of hunting clips and audio, at least all that I have used so far in creating those videos. So, you now need to go find go downloads. You can go right, put that in. Go back to the time lapse. So we can add an audio clip throughout the video if you want, or along the video. We just drag it along the bottom there. We need to place that at the start. Control X, and if we bring that there, we can now do Control V, Control V, Control V all the way through the video. And then you just cut it wherever your end happens to be. Delete it. So now I've got audio track throughout all of it. However, that will be playing at top volume, so it'll be quite loud. Alright, so as I showed you on my phone, and I got that from YouTube. So if we just go to audio 2, we can decrease the volume here, or as I showed before, you can decrease the volume there, but that won't decrease it for one. You can, if you do it as a separate audio track, you can decrease it for the entire thing. And so as you can hear, instead of display captures, it's a lot quieter. Display in the video, and I've got an audio input capture there. And if we're looking at the text here, you can also feed text in the same way. You can have a look at more information there. That's displaced. That's annoying, let's displace everything. Oh well. We can simply drag back up there again. Looking at the audio clip. I don't know why the audio clips aren't showing up with the adjustment. Anyway, that would allow you to do more audio adjustments. Where did I put the audio recording? We'll just go back to the voice recorder. As I showed in the first video, you can record your audio here. You can open file location and then drag and drop that in. And we can go all the way over to the time lapse videos. We can drag and drop that onto there, and again drag the time there, at it, moving around a bit. Then delete it, still connected. If you want to redo, Control Shift C. Why is it still connected? It's still getting... I don't know why this is messed up right now, but effectively you can delete it and it won't. I'll bring time to the end of it. I don't know why it's getting rid of part of it. I don't know if it does. Oh my god! Please. What? Let's see this. We can drag the other clip in. Control C, Control V, pop that there. So let's make it clear. We have now got the audio there. You can of course play that whilst you record the audio, so you make sure it's there, and you just cut the ends of the audio off so that you've got the correct bits of the audio to fit in the correct places. So I've also shown you deleting just the audio by splitting it. Just to remind you. You unlink them, and then drag it around. Delete. So I've now deleted the audio from that clip. That's the thing. So creating the ending segment. I've shown you repeating audio tracks, so do Control C, Control V. Yeah, I'm doing it a bit out of order, but I'm doing it as I see. So I'm going to actually use an outro right now. Outro, chain, enter. You just put that at the end, and you can cut it however you like. The way I actually did it, this one, was I used a still image and just made it it's about 20 seconds long, and cut the audio to that point. Now I place that on the third one. We can go to the mixer, scroll through, and give it the appropriate sound. And it's just now shown the clip. Or if we want, we can Why does it always want to do that right now? I do not understand why it wants to do that all the time. Remember, any mistakes you make, you can simply undo. It's showing you just move things around, and they should hopefully unlink from the timeline, and you'll just be able to delete them without anything else moving around in the timeline. And I have now doing everything apart from those scene transitions. If I can do it first, I'll put that at the end of this. Apart from that, you should have everything you need to create a time-lapse video on here, showing you everything that I've done to fix the past videos. Obviously the audio I re-recorded, I didn't really adjust here. I could in theory have boosted the audio. That might have introduced some background noise and interference. A quick thing about the home projects page is if you go to projects here, let's hop back to tutorials now so you can see it. and if you click this here, it opens up this databases panel. You can create an online database. You've got the local database. If you click open file location, you can see your file location of it. You can go to the Resolve projects, users, test, projects. Now we can see our files. You can then obviously drag and drop outside, as with Windows files, and they will be returned to their locations. So if you drag you into there and open up test, you can then drag timelapse. We can then drag timelapse tutorial back up to tutorials, and we can then delete it there. Right, so I have found an easy way, as I was showing before, just looking online, you found it stuff. An easy way of transitioning between projects, but also of getting into settings. If you click down, look on the bottom right here, there's this settings icon, goes you straight to the project settings. And if you click this home icon, it takes you to the project overview. And open any of your tutorials. Okay, yeah. Hit save, might as well. And then take it here. As soon as I can't move that around, I can show you down here. Not sure exactly why it sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. So you place it there, and it gives you the transition. Future Soma here. For some reason, not sure why, but when I was editing this video, I found that I could actually do the transition. So I grabbed it and I placed it in there. I just do Control-C. I dragged the transition, placed it in. So you can place it whereabouts you like. Let's have a look at what it does. Transitions like that. Click on it, and it's in place right now. And I can also place it there. There's the blur dissolve, Control-Z. You can try the cross dissolve. That's the effect it has. So that's a transition. We're now going to delete that one and try a cross dissolve. See what that does. And we'll now get back to the rest of the video. So Control-C and Control this. And that thus ends this video. I wish you very good luck with whatever you wish to create and your video editing. Enjoy your day.